Welcome back to botany class. In the previous class, we discussed direct method of gene transfer. Today, let's start from indirect or vector mediated gene transfer. Indirect or vector mediated gene transfer. What's this vector mediated gene transfer? Gene transfer is mediated with the help of vector, is called as vector mediated gene transfer. What's the vector? Commonly we are using plasmid as the vector. So gene transfer is mediated with the help of a plasmid vector, is called as indirect or vector mediated gene transfer. So first question, you learned the definition, what is vector mediated gene transfer. Now you are learning about gene transfer, how the gene is transferred into the host. Gene transfer is mediated, that is bring about with the help of a vector. The common vector is plasmid. With the help of vector, gene is transfer is called indirect or vector mediated gene transfer. Here the plant cell, there are so many vectors are used, but in plants Ti plasmid is used as the vector. There is a plasmid Ti plasmid, that is tumor inducing plasmid. This plasmid is Ti, tumor inducing plasmid. Among this, from this Ti plasmid, the T, from this Ti plasmid is derived from Agrobacterium tumefaciens. Ti plasmid derived from Agrobacterium tumefaciens. This bacterium is, or this plasmid derived from Agrobacterium tumefaciens is widely used in gene transfer among plants. In plants, this is extensively used, the Ti plasmid. This plasmid contains T, the transfer gene, TRA. From this Ti, the T, the transfer gene which naturally injected into the plant cell, because it's the infected gene, it causes tumor, that is crown gall disease in plants. So it's a infected plasmid, unwanted plasmid. It can be isolated. So this naturally it infects the cell, plant cell, and through the wounded site it enters inside the plant. So this bacteria, this plasmid is widely used, extensively used in plant gene transfer. The disease resistant variety Bt, another gene called Bt from Bacillus thuringiensis. So this gene, Bt gene, or there is a marker gene, antibiotic gene, that is NPT2. This also cloned by means of this Ti plasmid. So this all cases in this Bt gene and NPT2 gene, for Bt gene for disease resistant, to produce disease resistant variety. Here Bt is insect resistant. Some of the insects which affect the plants, to resist this gene is modified or cloned with the help of this Ti plasmid. Ti plasmid, unwanted plasmid, can be removed and insert the gene Bt gene, insect resistant gene, and it is cloned. Likewise, this NPT2 is the antibiotic resistance variety. So this also cloned by this Ti plasmid. So, first question, vector mediated gene transfer. In plants, the genes are transferred with the help of Ti plasmid, which is obtained from Agrobacterium tumefaciens. The Ti plasmid, which contains tDNA, the part of the gene from the Ti is isolated or removed and it is modified, and this plasmid is helpful to transfer the gene. So, because of the ability of naturally affecting the plant cell, this Ti plasmid, this DNA or this gene is called as naturally genetic engineering, because it infects the plants through its wounded region, it enters inside. So, it is naturally infected genetic engineering. Then, after this introducing this gene into the rDNA, this recombinant DNA, after developing the recombinant DNA and introduce it into the cell, vector or plant or inside the host, it's essential to identify this rDNA is received by the host. This process is named as screening. What screening? Screening of recombinants. rDNA, recombinant DNA, rDNA, it's essential to identify the host. Now, this vectors, plasmid vectors carrying the rDNA. This rDNA or the vector which can be introduced it into the plant cell. Here we are learning about the plant gene transfer. So, it's essential to identify this rDNA is accepted within the host or not. The process is called as screening. So, here one example you studied, direct vector mediated gene transfer. So, vector mediated gene transfer in plants to transfer the gene, Ti plasmid is very much useful. Look at this diagram. Here Agrobacterium tumefaciens is used for transferring the gene in the form of Ti plasmid. Here T, the part of the gene T, is able to carry the mediated or desirable gene. So, here this is the bacterium Agrobacterium tumefaciens, which contains the Ti plasmid. This is the Ti plasmid. The Ti plasmid is isolated. This is the Ti plasmid and this is the gene of interest. This gene of interest is inserted into the Ti plasmid. So, in the Ti plasmid, the part of the gene, that is T, which contains transfer gene, TRA, transfer gene T. This Ti plasmid, from Ti, the I can be removed and the T is altered with the gene, DNA containing gene of desirable trait. We selected or isolated a gene of interest. This gene of interest is introduced it into the Ti plasmid with the help of restriction endonucleases and ligases. Restriction endonucleases cuts open the plasmid and this gene of interest is inserted into the plasmid and both are pasted with the help of ligase enzyme. Now, this plasmid is called as rDNA, recombinant DNA. So, this tDNA, this is the part of tDNA and this restriction cleavage site which cuts it, open the plasmid and insert this desirable trait. So, this recombinant Ti plasmid, as a result it produces a recombinant Ti plasmid. Now, it produces a rTi plasmid, recombinant Ti plasmid. So, now this Ti plasmid is introduced into the plant cell. Here the method is vector mediated gene transfer. So this vector, this plasmid is acted as a vector or cloning vehicle which carries the recombinant gene or recombinant DNA that is introduce it into the plant cell. This is the plant cell and this carrying the new gene. This is the region which carrying the new gene, and this cell can be cultured. The plant cells are grown in the culture medium. As a result, it produces a new plant with a new trait. This is the procedure for producing this vector mediated gene transfer in plants. So this is the first question you are going to study today. Second question, screening of recombinants. What's meant by screening? After introducing the rDNA into the host, it's essential to identify this host is able to accept the gene or not. The process is called as screening. There are different methods are used for this screening. You are going to learn different methods of screening. First method is insertional inactivation. Insertional inactivation. A gene is inserted, insertional, first method. Insertional inactivation, in which insertion of a gene and make it inactivate the enzyme. So one of the method is called as blue-white screening method. The first method is blue-white colonies. Or blue-white screening method. Here there is an enzyme. Here there is a reported gene called LAC-Z. This is the gene LAC-Z, which is the reporter gene. Look at this diagram. In this, the LAC-Z is the gene which encodes a protein called beta-galactosidase. LAC-Z is a reporter gene. So this reporter gene encodes a protein. The name of the protein is beta-galactosidase. So this beta-galactosidase breaks down, the function of this enzyme is this beta-galactosidase is, it breaks down the substrate X-gall. So X-gall is a substrate. So when this enzyme beta-galactosidase breaks down the substrate which produces a blue color region, blue color form. It produces a insoluble blue color substrate it produces. So as a result of this, see, this is the gene which contains, this is the plasmid. This plasmid contains different regions. There is a reported gene called LAC-Z. LAC-Z is the reported gene. This gene is present in this, and there is a resistant ampicillin resistant gene, and there are multiple replication sites also present in this. As a result of this, the blue color and white color colonies are developed. How it develops? When a foreign gene is introduced in it. That means any vector or any foreign gene is introduced into this. Here this LAC-Z, if any foreign gene introduces it, it inactivates the activity of LAC-Z. When it inactivates the LAC-Z gene, it do not able to synthesize beta-galactosidase. So the blue color substrate cannot produce this. The substance will not produce. So the area is white. The colony is produced as white color. So, any foreign gene enter inside, it produces, if there is insertion of gene, it produces white colony. And if no insertion of gene, if the foreign gene is not entered, it forms a blue color. Depend upon the color, it can be selected. That's why this screening is called blue-white screening method. Screening is identification, just it identifies the foreign gene, that is recombinant gene. If recombinant gene enters inside, which inactivate lac acid, the gene lac acid inactivate, as a result it produces white colony. There is no insertion of gene which produces blue colonies. Depend upon the colony color. It is named as blue-white screening, and depend upon this color, the recombinant DNA can be isolated or screening. This is one of the method, insertional inactivation. The first method is blue-white colonies, blue-white colony method of screening. Second one, antibiotic resistance. There are number of antibiotics can be used. So, antibiotics, you know, there are antibiotic resistance, ampicillin, tetracycline. So, there are different types of antibiotic resistance. So, this antibiotic resistance used as a selectable marker. So, second type is antibiotic resistance. Antibiotic resistance. Based on this antibiotic resistance, the colonies are grown on the antibiotic resistant substrate, which contains this ampicillin, ampicillin or tetracycline or some other antibiotic resistance, kanamycin. So, this all kanamycin also used as an antibiotic resistance. When it grows on this, it is screening. The recombinant DNA can be able to grow on this antibiotic resistance. Non-recombinants cannot grow on the substrate antibiotic resistance. Depend upon this, the screening has been done. So, this is the second method of screening, antibiotic resistance. The third method is replica plating technique. Third method, replica plating technique. Replica plating technique. Look at this diagram. Here is the replica plating technique. Here there are culture plates can be used. The colonies can be transferred in different culture plates. At first there is a filter plate, sterile filter. There are three different culture plates can be transferred. The colonies are transferred into different culture plate. First culture plate is sterile filter plate. First the colonies are grown in the sterile culture plate, can be impressed, allowed to impressed in the culture plate. First plate is sterile filter plate. Sterile filter plate which contains different wells where this allowed to grow, the colonies are allowed to grow. It can be transferred to another plate, that is culture plate, by impressed and remove. Press the sterile filter plate to the culture plate and make the imprints of this culture plate. And this culture plate again transfer it, the colonies again transfer it to second sterile culture plate. So, as a result of this, the same colonies position in the first sterile plate can be transferred into the sterile second culture plate. Now, look at this diagram. This is the master plate. The colonies can be grown in this master plate. These are the colonies. These are pressed. Here there is this is a wooden block, and above this there is a sterile velvet. This is a block, this yellow color. On the block there is a velvet, sterile velvet. These colonies from master plate can be transferred the imprints or imprints of colonies can be transferred to this velvet, sterile velvet. Now this replicate on the fresh media. This is allowed to replicate. These colonies, this blue color, these colonies are allowed to replicate in a fresh media. The fresh media, see, these are the culture media. Here one of the culture media which contains antibiotic resistant because it used as a marker gene, antibiotic resistance, to identify this antibiotic resistant. Another one which lacks antibiotic ampicillin resistant. So two culture media can be selected. These imprints of colonies are allowed to replicate in two different regions, two different culture plates, that is one which contains ampicillin resistant, another culture media without ampicillin resistance. As a result, this carrying the new gene, this ampicillin resistance and this lacks of ampicillin resistant culture media allow to incubate. After incubation, this colonies, the sensitive colonies which produces from this ampicillin sensitive colonies. The two different cultures are formed, one which contains ampicillin sensitive colonies, another without ampicillin sensitive colonies. This method of transferring these colonies are called as replica plating technique. The name of the technique is replica plating technique. Another method is molecular techniques. The molecular techniques are used for isolating the DNA molecule or separation of the DNA molecule. For separation of DNA molecule, there are electrophoresis. The method used for separation is electrophoresis. Molecular technique. Molecular techniques. In these techniques, the DNA purification technique. This technique is used for separating the DNA molecule or purification of DNA molecule from different biomolecules. So this DNA can be isolated or purified or separation. Here the separation of DNA molecule. DNA molecule can be or isolation of this DNA molecule by electroporation. So electrophoresis, here it is electrophoresis. So electrophoresis, what's the principle? Under electric field, the direct current, with the help of direct current DC or this electric under the field of electricity, the positive charge cations, here the positive charge cations move towards the negative, positive cations will move towards the negative cathode and negative anions will move towards the positive anode. So this positive cations depend upon the charges under electric field, it can be separated through electrophoresis. So electrophoresis method, this positive charge cations and negative charge anions will separate under electric field. So in this method electrophoresis, the DNA can be separated. So small DNA molecule, here the purification of DNA molecule among the biomolecules. If large biomolecules are present, from there the DNA can be separated. DNA molecule is a negative charge. DNA is a negative charge molecule. The range of this under electrophoresis, the range of this DNA molecule is from few hundreds to 20,000 base pairs can be separated under this electrophoresis method. So, this electrophoresis here there is under this electrophoresis the positive charge, this DNA is a negative charge particle. So, this molecule negative charge which can be moved under electric field. When you apply this electric field, there is a bands of DNA strands can be detected. So, here there is a dye is used for smaller DNA molecules. To detect the smaller DNA molecule, polyacrylamide is used. Polyacrylamide. This polyacrylamide is used for detecting smaller DNA fragments. Smaller DNA fragments can be detected by polyacrylamide. Or the larger molecules. Larger molecules are detected in the form of bands. Different bands are formed. These bands are fluorescent by fluorescent is the emission of light under ultraviolet. So, this produces an orange color visualized light. So, this orange color light can be produced for visualized. So, this DNA, the DNA molecules are denatured by means of this. Then next technique is blotting technique. So, this gel is here, there is a gel used, that is agarose gel. For electrophoresis, the gel is used as agarose gel. So, now in the blotting technique, from the gel, agarose gel, here for detecting this DNA bands, the advantage of electrophoresis is here there is a band of DNA molecules can be detected under fluorescence of UV light. So, which produces an orange color fluorescent which can be detected. What is the advantage of this? The producing bands, it can be detected. So, there is a, for identifying this, there is a dye is used, that is ethyl bromide. Ethidium bromide is a dye used to detect this DNA bands. That is the advantage of this electrophoresis method. And now this DNA from agarose gel, transfer of this agarose gel to blotting paper, blotting apparatus. Another method, finally there is a method called blotting technique. Blotting technique. There are 3 different types of blotting technique based on the transfer of this. Blotting technique is a technique of transferring this DNA, RNA and protein. So, based on this, there are 3 different types: southern blotting, northern blotting and western blotting. The southern blotting is the transfer of DNA from agarose gel to blotting paper, that is nitrocellulose paper. Nitrocellulose, that is nucleic acid, nitrocellulose paper. So, southern DNA, transfer of DNA from agarose gel to nitrocellulose filter paper, and this northern method is RNA, transfer of RNA, and western is transfer of protein. Now, what is the procedure of this blotting apparatus? So, first of all, the DNA blotting, the southern blotting technique. Southern blotting technique is the technique which is postulated by Southern. The name of the person is Southern. In the year 1975, it demonstrated. 1975, Southern demonstrated the DNA transfer from agarose gel to nitrocellulose filter paper. This process is called as Southern blotting technique. Blotting is the technique of immobilization of nucleic acid. The nucleic acid is immobilized, or with the help of a solid support, the nucleic acid can be immobilized. That's the process blotting. Now DNA is transferred from agarose gel to nitrocellulose filter paper. So first technique, Southern blotting. So at first, the first step of Southern blotting is transfer of this DNA fragments from agarose gel to nitrocellulose filter paper by capillary action. So first process is capillary action for transferring DNA, capillary action. Second process is using of buffer. A buffer is used. Buffer is a liquid which can be maintained the pH. So this is a plastic tray which contains a buffer. So the buffer is taken here. The buffer is sodium saline citrate. Sodium saline, SSC. Commonly it is called as SSC. That is sodium saline citrate is taken as a buffer. What's the buffer? What's the function of buffer? It maintains the pH. So this buffer, first capillary action, the transfer of DNA from agarose gel to nitrocellulose filter paper. Now buffer is selected. From this buffer, see here is the buffer, and which is supported by a block, and the DNA is insoluble. So it's soluble in the buffer, and through the gel it passed through the filter paper. Here this is the gel, and through this gel it passed through the filter paper. This is the filter paper, and here is the membrane, the nitrocellulose membrane, and tissues are present here. Here is the glass plate with the help of weight. So this can be moved this direction from here to there. The next technique, so second buffer, first capillary action, and buffer can be used for transfer it to the nitrocellulose filter paper. As a result, the ssDNA, single stranded DNA, ssDNA is the single stranded DNA, is trapped in the nitrocellulose filter paper. So ssDNA, single stranded DNA, is trapped. Now hybridization of DNA. What is meant by hybridization? One strand, single strand of DNA can be trapped. Now the complementary strand can be, to form the complementary strand, the pair, there is a complementary strand 3' 5' and 5' 3' direction. So one such is trapped in this ssDNA, single strand DNA is trapped. To form another, there is a DNA hybridization of DNA by autoradiography. So autoradiography is the method of detecting this image as it is in the form of X-rays. Likewise, this image is detected with the help of using either emission of light or emission of radiation. The image is captured. This is the method Southern blotting technique. Southern blotting technique, the procedure is, first step, there are few steps, only 4 steps. First step, because of capillary action, the transfer of DNA from agarose gel to nitrocellulose filter paper. Buffer is used. The buffer used in this is sodium saline citrate buffer. Then ssDNA is formed. ssDNA is trapped. From ssDNA, hybridization of DNA, that is to form the complementary pair. Then detected in the form of an image by autoradiography. This is the technique, Southern technique, which is demonstrated by Southern in the year 1975. Then next technique is Northern technique. Northern technique for transfer the RNA. Actually this RNA which may not bind with the nitrocellulose filter paper. So, Alvin et al., he find out a new procedure for binding this filter paper to nitrocellulose. He used aminobenzyloxymethyl paper. He used this paper to transfer the RNA from agarose gel to nitrocellulose filter paper. The special procedure made by Alvin et al. Is aminobenzyloxymethyl paper. The paper used for transfer RNA is aminobenzyloxymethyl paper. Finally, there is a technique, Western technique. Here, transfer of protein from agarose gel to this nitrocellulose filter paper. Here, for this transfer of this, there is a binding site. Here, protein. So, protein can be binds with the antibody. So, specific binding site of the antibody. So, the protein binds with a specific antibody. So, this transfer of protein to nitrocellulose filter paper. This is the technique, blotting technique. So, once again, let us recall what you learned today. First question is indirect or vector mediated gene transfer. Example, TA plasmid. Then next, screening. Screening, there are different techniques: blue white colony selection technique, antibiotic resistant technique, replica plating technique. Then molecular technique. Molecular techniques, there are detection of DNA or purification or separation of DNA fragments. And finally, blotting technique. There are 3 different types of blotting technique: southern, northern and western. Learn all these questions and draw all the diagrams very clearly in the classroom. Thank you.